Hey guys, Ronin here. Welcome back to the Retrocade. It is Friday, and we are continuing on with episode 5 of my first-timers playthrough through Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo system. We get the housekeeping, as usual, out of the way. Well, before I get to that, first of all, hope everybody is warm and dry wherever you may be watching this from. I know, especially here in the United States, if you're down south especially, things are less than ideal with all the snow and winter weather that's been going on, to say the least. Where I am up here in the frozen wastes of northern Ohio on the shores of Lake Erie, we are definitely frosted and frigid on the outside. Fortunately, very fortunately, we are warm and dry here inside the confines of the Retrocade. So again, you know, if this gives you a little bit of respite for the next half an hour or so, I'm certainly grateful for that and hope you tune in going forward. So, that out of the way, let's get to the housekeeping. As always, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell for more content and the latest updates. And in the comments below, if there is a game that you would like to see me play or feature here on the Retrocade, you can do so. And it's any game from the era of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super NES, obviously with Final Fantasy VI, the Sega Master System, the Sega Genesis, the Neo-Geo, the Nintendo 64, the PlayStation 1, and the PlayStation 2. Those are your options, and you can pick any game. Any game you want out of those catalogs, drop it in the comments below. I can't guarantee that I will get to all of them, but if it looks like one that would be a good feature here, either for a one-day play or whatever, you know, we'll make sure that we can do what we can to accommodate everyone, because obviously the more content I can put on this channel, the happier it's going to be for me. Also, one programming note. What I'm hoping to do with this walkthrough is, at least until further notice, I will be publishing content for this playthrough every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to be recording episodes over the weekend, so I will have a backlog stored up in case something comes up. You know, I'm somebody who, like thousands of people around the country, are still looking for work and trying to get a regular paycheck again in the wake of COVID. So, you know, fortunately I have some prospects up in the air for that. If that happens, which it will not be a bad thing, because it will allow me not only to start drawing a regular paycheck again, but it will also allow me to do some really, really mandatory upgrades to my PC and my setup here that will in turn allow me to start doing more current games. I do have a PS4, I have a PS3, and I have a capture card, but my computer, the motherboard is so old on it, it's a 2013, and it just does not have the power necessary to process those systems at even consistently at 30 frames per second, to say nothing of 60 frames per second. So that is on my wish list. Watch this space, and hopefully what happens over the next couple of days or weeks will hopefully make that happen. So in the meantime, again, leave a comment if there's a game you'd like to feature for the NES, SNES, Sega Master System, Genesis, Neo-Geo, Nintendo 64, PS1, and PS2. So, as far as Final Fantasy VI goes, where we left off, we had just gotten a new character. We'd gotten Edgar's brother Mash and defeated his former compatriot at the dojo that he was learning his monk skills at. And now we have come back to, or we have found the Returners headquarters, and we are proceeding with this storyline. So we will get moving with that, because I've already burned up the first 5 minutes of this, and I don't want to waste time. So while I am here, I'm just going to do a fresh save just to get this out of the way. Whoop. And that is the problem when you're jumping back and forth between playing a PS4 system or playing my other emulators and playing a Super NES, is that I'm still... It takes a minute to get the control layout just right. So this looks like the guy... Whoa, yeah, we can... Before I go too far, we got a high potion. That is something I'm going to definitely need to do, is I need to pick up... Hopefully there will be a vendor here that we can pick up some potions from, because we're not hurting for gil. We've got just under 7,200. But we're going to have to do a whole lot of restocking with what we need to do to get over the mountain to get here. So this is Sir Bannon. The girl we've sought is with us. which they can only mean to be Tina. I heard your body react to the first... And again, the creep factor in the dialogue for this game is just... There's no shortchanging. There's no getting around it. There are entendres on top of double entendres on top of triple entendres here that you can read a lot out of. It claims she massacred 50 Imperial soldiers in under 3 minutes. That is an efficient way of dispatching people you don't like. There was said to be a box that could never be opened. However, one man decided to open that box. Ah, they are talking Pandora's box. If you're not familiar with Greek mythology, when Pandora opened the box, she let out all the evils onto the world, and when she closed it, what was trapped inside was hope. And now they believe she might be carrying that. Okay. Sir Bannon, this is my girlfriend. Stop imposing yourself on her. Okay, fine. Take it over. I'm going to go take a nap. Well, that was fairly harsh. What do we have in here? Ooh, another Phoenix down. Okay. And Locke is looking to avenge somebody who was taken away from him. As all good swashbuckling heroes are. So a couple of historical footnotes as far as Final Fantasy VI goes. Part of the reason why when it first came out in the US it was called Final Fantasy III was because the original Final Fantasy II and Final Fantasy III and Final Fantasy V had never been released outside Japan. We got the original Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System, which was for a lot of people, myself included, was our introduction into these games. And it is one of the best role-playing games for the 8-bit generation by far. But because they had been so reluctant to release further episodes of it, it looks like what they did with this was they went ahead and just said, okay, well, you'll get this one, but we're only going to let you call it Final Fantasy III. Ah, we do get to stock up on potions. Good, because we're going to need a lot of them. I would say 40 is going to be good for right now. I could get more dash shoes, but I don't know how much that's going to help. Should we go ahead and... High potions are 300. With the amount that we've been getting as far as Gil goes, I'm going to take... it's a calculated risk. Okay, what else do we have here? We're a small organization right now, but our allies are increasing all over, so we'll soon have freedom. Which, translation, it's a growth industry. And we got another Phoenix down, another Knight's Code, and an air knife, okay. Alright, I'm going to hold off on that since Tina's the only person in the party. An air knife seems like something that would be more useful for Locke. Now with Mash, we're not going to be able to give him any weaponry. Because again, he's a monk, so he is a... He's still a fighter and he's still helpful in a pinch, but... Being able to give him weapons is going to be rather pointless. And as I said, one of the reasons why I want to play this game, aside from never having had a chance to play it, is that it is widely considered one of the greatest role-playing games of all time. And to give a little bit of historical context, when this game came out in 1994, here's some of the other games that came out around the same time. You had Donkey Kong Country, which was a really, really dynamic platformer. Where's Bannon at? No, because I just woke up. But you had Donkey Kong Country Doom 2, which if you've never played a Doom game, Doom 2 is... You know, say what you will about Doom Eternal and the updates that they've done in the last couple of years, which have been great games from what I understand. I haven't played them myself, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad by any stretch. But I remember playing Doom 2 as a kid, and that was a great kinetic first-person shooter. Earthbound, which I've also heard really good things about. Final Fantasy VI, Star Wars TIE Fighter, which was a great flight sim game, space sim game. Super Metroid, and then the following year we got Chrono Trigger, which... As I said, one of the directors of Final Fantasy VI, Hiroyuki Ito, was the brains behind Chrono Trigger. And Chrono Trigger is one of those games that I do plan to get to at some point. But then you had Warcraft 2, Wipeout, and Yoshi's Island in 95. And the year before, in 93, we had Zelda, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. There we go. We had the original Doom. We had Myst that came out, which is a game that I have tried to play over the years, but I, for whatever reason, could never get into it. We had SimCity 2000, which I loved. Phantasy Star 4 for the Genesis. I played Phantasy Star 3 a little bit, but never got into it. Star Fox and Syndicate. And Syndicate is a real-time strategy game that I love. So this period from 93 to 95, we had some really, really great games coming out as we were transitioning out of the 8-bit era into the 16-bit era. Now Bannon has given her a gauntlet. The Empire has begun this war using the power of magic, as we all know. Using. Slight glitch in the translation there. But how did he revive the power of magic? That's the point here. So it looks like Gastra has assembled a team of scholars from around the world to study the Phantom Beasts and decide how to bring back magic to establish supremacy. And of course, this connects back to the Great Demon War. Impossible, they say. It was a bedtime story. It didn't really happen, did it? Alright, well that infers to me that if Phantom Beasts can transfer their power to humans, then we have something similar to what you're able to do in Final Fantasy VII by summoning various characters to help you out. Because you were able to get like Shiva and Ifrit and Odin and so many great summon spells in that game. And Nash doesn't seem all that impressed. He's interested, not impressed. Uh-oh. Man down. So, looks like Locke is leaving the party. And Locke pointing out that Edgar apparently has swift hands, end quote. Still the creepy king. Still the creepy king. Probably be best to escape down the Leith River and go to Narsh. Okay. Worried about that Phantom Beast thing found in the mine shaft. Let's make the raft and the back entrance. Well, we're at options. Time to go. Well, considering our options are ride the raft or stay there, obviously we need to ride the raft. And we're still gonna fight stuff. Okay. Ben is able to help out a little bit. Which way do we go? Do we go left, straight, or right? I'm going to say left. And you know what? I don't like having everybody up front here. Yeah, we're finding a lot more Gil as we are fighting everybody. I don't feel quite so bad about getting all those high potions. Well, it looks like Tina is... She has been darked. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Oh, and of course I don't have anything to do that with. That's not helpful. Flying things. Okay, the bandit is only getting hit for 1. I'm liking that. Okay, we put a save point, which I'm going to take advantage of here. Do I not have anything that can help take out... No. Well, I have this that can cure all ailments except zombie. Okay. And I suspect I'm going to need to use Tina for magic and healing. So her not being able to see is not so critical at this juncture. But now that I think about it, I should have stocked up on stuff to take care of that. Let's see. Well, we'll go left again. And more drakes. Edgar's leveled up, and we've got a high potion. Okay. And another save point. Okay. And how are we doing on health? Okay, we get out of this cave. And we keep matriculating along here. And we keep running into more drakes. Ooh. Edgar got belted. That is a handy little piece of equipment to have there. Bandit's leveled up again. I wonder if we get to keep him for a while, I'll be pretty chuffed. But my suspicion is he's going to be a bit more OP at this point than the game is going to allow. Ooh. I had him backed up. Yep. Ooh, okay. This is a boss fight. I won't let you pass, so you're not gonna pass. Questions? Alright, again, I'm going to back them up. Death blow didn't work this time. That's not good. Ooh. Okay. You don't like getting toasted. That time it worked. Okay, well, it seems to be working well when I'm cooking him, and that helped mash. And Mash, what are you doing? Wow. Oh, okay. I wouldn't worry about it, dude. Just over to the water to go after a giant squid or octopus or something. He's got enough energy stored up in him to take on a small army. He'll be fine. Apparently not. Oh great, we've lost Mash. Okay. So now we have to decide here which one we're going to go with. Well, okay, what if Lachlan's mission to infiltrate South Figaro and spy on the Empire? What if it awaits these three groups? Select a scenario. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save here because we are close to 30 minutes. This seems like the primary mission to go with these three because it's Tina. I'm going Locke, but that looks like a side quest, as does what happens to Mash. So I think for right now, we are going to just move ahead with the primary quest. Because if this is like... There's a PS2 game, and it was a sequel itself called Suikoden 3, which, if you never played the Suikoden games and you like role-playing games and JRPGs, that's a great series to play. But in that game, they had a multi-pronged story system like this as well. And if you did the primary quest, inevitably you came back to the side quest. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to head off with these three. But as we are as near as makes no difference at a half an hour, we're going to call it good for right now. So when we pick up in episode 6 of this playthrough, we will head off with Bannon, Edgar, and Tara, or Tina, I should say, and figure out what is next for them. So, as always, my name is Ronin, and please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell for the latest updates, and in the comments below, leave a request if you want of games you want to see played in the Retrocade in the future, again from the NES, SNES, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Neo-Geo, Nintendo 64, PS1, or PS2, and I will talk to you guys soon. Happy gaming!